Welcome to class. Today we'll begin in a comfortable seat. Grow the spine tall. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Feel your sits bones connect to the earth. Close your eyes if that feels good. Just begin to drop into the space. Prepare for your practice. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Notice how you're feeling today. Calm the mind. Breathe deeply. Drop anything that's happened to you today. Forget about anything that you need to do later today. This is the most important thing that you're doing right now. Reflect on why you're doing this. Grab a strap or a tie or a scarf, and we'll begin to work into the shoulders. And keep it as straight as you can, as tight as you can. First beginning down at the waist, and then drop it behind the head, moving nice and slowly, and then bringing it back in front of you. Try to keep moving the ribs down here. Not going too fast, just taking your time. Moving through 4 total rounds at your own pace. Today is all about back bends, opening the spine, the thoracic spine, strengthening the spine and the shoulders. Doing that, we need to start by opening the shoulders. Try not to rush through this. Keep breathing. When you're finished, maybe allow the chin to drop toward the chest to open up the neck. And then keeping the strap in the right hand, reach the right elbow up and then bring the left arm behind. Maybe linking the fingers if you have the space. Keep opening up through the shoulders and the spine, sending the right elbow as high as you can. And then start to hinge forward, allowing the shoulders to open even more. Just a few breaths here. And come back up. Release the left arm. Switch sides, left elbow on top, reaching behind you with the right arm. Keep breathing. The left elbow toward the sky. And when you're ready, start to hinge forward. A few breaths on this side. Notice the difference between this side and the other side. And then slowly start to come back up. Release both arms from the strap. Take a second to breathe, roll the neck, and to prepare to start moving. But first, take a pillow under your sacrum, and then just allow the chest to open here, and the shoulders. If this is too much on the back, you can keep the knees bent, or take them in butterfly. You want to have the head supported on something. Don't get too comfortable because we're not here for long. Just want to continue to open the shoulders and the chest, the spine, in a gentle way at first, getting us ready to move into some deeper back bends. Long, deep breaths here. Notice your breathing. Come back to that reason why you're doing this. Focus on that. This small action is doing so much for you. You can stretch the arms above the head. And point the toes. A few more deep breaths. And slowly begin to bend the knees. Bring yourself all the way up. You can remove the pillow, you won't need it anymore. And then we'll start to move here. So making your way into tabletop. Take a few circles with the hips, cats and cows. Inhaling the chest forward. Exhale around the spine. A few more times like that. Inhale the chest forward. Exhale around the spine. Take your time, go at your own pace. Keep moving. And when you're ready, begin to come into your downward facing dog. First down dog, make it comfortable. Relax the heels. Maybe wiggle the tailbone a few times. Keep breathing. And begin to step the left foot forward. Come into a low lunge here. You can rock back and forth a few times and then begin to take the left arm. You can start it out resting on the left knee or eventually move the hand all the way down to the ground. Reach up and over with the right arm. Stretching into the back, side body. You can rotate, circling the arm a few times. And then shift forward, flex into the hip flexors, and then interlace your fingers behind your back. Keep pressing forward into the hips, open the chest. Your first small back bend here. And then bring the hands down to the ground, step back to downward dog. Shift forward to a plank, and lower all the way down. Inhale to cobra, lifting the chest, and then exhale back to downward dog. Drop down to the knees. Standing on the knees here. And tuck the toes under, keep the tops of the feet pressed into the ground. Lift the chest, hands to heart center, and begin to lean back. We'll go a few times, reaching back toward the heels or taking the fingers all the way down to the ground. You'll start to feel your quads burning a little bit. Back bends come from the legs. Keep going, reaching back with one hand and the other. Keep engaging the belly. Don't go as far down if you start to feel some pinching in your lower back. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. Begin to step the right foot forward, come into your low lunge. Setting up here, pressing forward into the hip. Reach up and over with the left arm. Right arm can stay resting on the right leg, or you can take the fingers all the way down to the ground. And then take the circle with that arm on the opposite side. Keep opening through the side body, feeling the lower back bending here. And then start to come back up, interlace the fingers behind the back. Press the chest forward. Draw the knuckles down. Slowly start to release. Step back to downward dog. Shift forward to plank and lower down. Inhale through up dog. Exhale back to downward dog. Drop down to the knees again. Tuck the toes or keep the feet flat on the ground. Setting yourself up, knees shoulder width distance apart. Going into this back bend one more time. This time you can start to maybe come down even farther than you did the first time. We're just rotating again, dropping one hand to the heel at a time, or taking the hands down to the ground. Keep going here. And then come back to downward dog. And shift forward to your plank. Lower down to the belly. Press into the palms, lift the chest. Keep holding here, and then lower the forehead. Inhale up, bend the elbows this time into a higher cobra. And exhale, tap the forehead down. Inhale up. This time maybe straightening the arms. Keep breathing. Taking our time here. And then exhale, lower back down. Moving nice and slowly. This time, straighten the arms, bend the knees, point the toes like you're going to touch your toes toward your head. Big back bend here. And then slowly lower back down. Take a second, allowing the back to come back to neutral. Then we'll set up for bow, grabbing for both feet or ankles. Keep squeezing the thighs together and lifting up through the chest. And slowly release. Come into child's pose here, sitting your hips back on your heels. Breathing deeply. Thread the right arm under the chest. Keep stretching forward with the left hand. And slowly start to come back up and switch sides. Thread the left arm under the chest. Reach the right arm forward. Slowly start to come back up. Make your way into your downward facing dog. Slowly lower down to the belly. Taking the palms by the chest. This time release the palms, lift the legs up. Into a Superman back bend here. Keeping the elbows bent, keep breathing, and then reach the arms above the head. Keep lifting the legs and the chest. Now interlace the fingers behind the back. Keep lifting the chest and the legs. Slowly start to release. Windshield wiper the feet from side to side. And we'll come into bow pose another time here. When you're ready, start to lift, grabbing for the feet or ankles. Take a big breath in and then roll onto the right cheek and right shoulder. Come back toward the center and roll over to the left side. Come back toward the center, lift a little bit higher, and then release. And press up and back to child's pose. Eventually making your way back to downward facing dog and stepping up to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Begin to grab for the left wrist with the right wrist, moving yourself over, stretching into the side body. And then switch sides, grabbing the right wrist with the left. Fold forward as you exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, and exhale, fold forward. Step back to your plank, lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale, up dog, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Reach the right leg to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip, and step forward into your low lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, drop the right arm down, reach up and over with the left. Come back toward the center. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Press the chest open. Stretch the knuckles down. Come back toward the center. Take the hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Reach the left leg to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip. Step forward to your low lunge. Drop the right knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Left arm down, open up to the right side. Come back toward the center. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Press the chest forward. Stretch the knuckles down. Drop the head back gently. Breathe. Release the arms. Sweep them up and over. And take the palms to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Begin to drop down to the knees. Come into your camel pose variation. This time, If you'd like to practice full camel, standing on the knees, tuck the toes, and drop the palms back, fingers toward the heels. If this is too much, you can take the hands, the palms up the spine and press the hips forward. Keep breathing. If it's uncomfortable on the neck, tuck the chin toward the chest. Just don't want your chin and your neck to feel out of control. Want to keep it stabilized. Keep breathing. Feel the back opening and then start to come up. Sit back on the heels. Allow everything to be neutral for a few breaths here. You can tuck the chin toward the chest too. Then begin to drop the forehead down to the ground. Reach your arms behind you. Rounding through the spine. Feel like you're puffing up the back side of your body with your breath. And then begin to come back up. Take a breath. Reset. Notice your breathing pattern. Come back to breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. From here, begin to make your way down. Come all the way down to the back. We'll set up for a couple more back bends here. But first, take your feet into butterfly and fold forward. Now begin to come down to the back. Set up for bridge pose here. Take the feet shoulder width distance apart. When you're ready, start to lift the hips high. Keep breathing. Keep lifting. And slowly lower down. You can do that one more time, or if you'd like to start to make your way into wheel pose, I'll do that here. So you can still have your feet shoulder width distance apart and take the hands by the ears, bending the elbows. Keep the feet facing forward and then start to press up. Keep breathing. Try to keep everything straight here. Pressing into the legs, and then when you're ready, come down nice and slow. Take the feet into butterfly. Maybe rock them from side to side. Take one more back bend here, another bridge or a wheel. Deep breaths. Keep lifting up, using your quads. Slowly lower back down. Come into butterfly legs here one more time. The hips become heavy. And keep breathing. We'll come into fish pose here. Slide your fingers under your sits bones, resting on your forearms. Drop the forehead back. Open up the chin and the chest. And slowly start to release. Hug the knees in toward the chest. Massage the lower back. And from here, we'll start to come into happy baby. Feel the lower back planted onto the ground. And keep breathing. You can sway from side to side. Let the hips open up a little bit here. Taking any movement that you'd like to. And then begin to release. Legs apart, arms by the sides into your resting pose, Shavasana. Relax your jaw and smooth out your eyelids. Let the breath become heavy. Relax here, letting all the benefits of your practice settle. Stay here for as long as you can. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, namaste.